Have you ever noticed your cat becoming quieter when you feel emotionally exhausted? Not frightened, not sick, just different. Maybe they stop playing as much. Maybe they stay unusually close. Maybe they watch you more carefully from a distance without approaching at all. And strangely, sometimes this happens before anyone else notices something is wrong with you. Because cats are constantly reading emotional atmosphere. Not through words, not through logic, but through tension, rhythm, energy, movement, silence, and emotional consistency. And over time, many cats begin unconsciously mirroring the emotional patterns of the humans they trust most. Not because they fully understand human emotions the way humans do, but because emotionally bonded cats slowly adapt themselves to the emotional climate around them. And once that bond becomes deep enough, your inner emotional state can quietly start shaping theirs. They study emotional atmosphere before behavior. Humans often assume cats react to actions, but many cats react to emotional tone long before behavior itself changes. A trusted cat may notice the difference between calm silence and emotionally heavy silence. To humans, both situations may look identical, but emotionally they feel completely different. And cats are extremely sensitive to those invisible differences. Research suggests cats can recognize emotional signals from human faces, voices, and even scent changes connected to emotional states. That means your cat may notice emotional stress before you consciously express it outwardly. The way you walk through a room changes. The way objects are handled changes. Breathing changes. Daily timing changes. Even tiny disruptions in emotional rhythm become noticeable to a cat living closely beside someone. And unlike humans, cats do not separate emotion from environment. To them, emotion is part of the environment, which means your emotional state slowly becomes part of the world they are living inside. Cats mirror calmness first. One of the clearest emotional mirrors in cats appears during calmness. When a trusted human consistently behaves gently, predictably, and emotionally stable, many cats slowly begin reflecting that regulation themselves. Their movements soften. Their resting positions become more exposed. Their vigilance lowers. Some cats even synchronize their sleeping routines, quiet periods, or social behavior around emotionally safe humans. Not because they are obeying, because emotional safety changes how much energy the nervous system spends on protection. A relaxed human can create a relaxed emotional environment. And over time, the cat begins adapting to that emotional pattern as normal. This is one reason cats often behave completely differently around different people. With emotionally calm humans, they may become slower, softer, more physically present. With emotionally unpredictable humans, the same cat may appear distant, tense, or hyper-alert. The cat is not changing personalities. They are adjusting emotional survival settings. Stress quietly transfers between humans and cats. Many people notice their cat acting differently during emotionally difficult periods. Breakups, burnout, anxiety, grief, long-term stress, and often the changes are subtle enough to ignore. The cat sleeps less deeply, eats differently, follows more closely, avoids crowded rooms, watches more carefully. Studies suggest cats respond differently to human emotional cues, including fearful or stressed sense signals. Which means emotional stress inside a home may not stay emotionally isolated to the human experiencing it. The cat absorbs pieces of that atmosphere too. Not necessarily as empathy in the human sense, but as emotional contagion, a shared nervous environment. And because cats are naturally observant animals, they often react not to single emotional moments, but to emotional consistency over time. One bad day may mean nothing, but months of tension changes the emotional structure of a home. And cats notice structure more than humans realize. The bond changes how deeply they mirror you. Not every cat mirrors emotions equally. Trust changes everything. A distant cat may observe emotion without emotionally adapting to it deeply. But bonded cats often become emotionally synchronized over time. Their routines start aligning with yours. Their alertness changes with your mood. Their social behavior shifts depending on your emotional availability. Some cats even become more affectionate during emotionally difficult periods. Others become quieter and simply stay nearby. And this matters. Cats do not always comfort humans the way humans comfort each other. Many cats offer emotional presence instead of emotional intervention. They sit closer, watch longer, leave less often. Sometimes they simply remain in the same room without demanding anything. And strangely, that silent presence can feel emotionally enormous. Because trusted cats are often responding to emotional tension long before humans verbally discuss it. Cats learn your emotional patterns. Cats are exceptional pattern readers. Over time, they begin memorizing emotional associations connected to specific sounds, routines, facial expressions, and body movements. The sound of exhausted footsteps, the silence after arguments, the pacing during anxiety, the slower movement during sadness. Cats do not need language to recognize emotional repetition. And once patterns repeat enough, the cat starts predicting emotional states before they fully happen. This is one reason some cats suddenly appear beside people moments before emotional breakdowns, crying, or panic episodes. It feels mysterious, but often the cat has already detected the early physical signals humans overlook in themselves. Subtle breathing shifts, movement changes, facial tension, environmental quietness. To a cat, those signals are extremely loud. Some cats become emotional anchors. Over very long bonds, some cats stop merely reacting to human emotions and begin stabilizing around them. These are the cats who remain physically nearby during emotional exhaustion, not constantly touching, not demanding attention, just present. And their calm presence can slowly regulate the emotional atmosphere itself. Researchers continue exploring emotional communication between cats and humans, including how cats interpret emotional cues and adapt socially around trusted people. Because emotional mirroring is not always dramatic. Sometimes it looks like a cat quietly sleeping closer than usual, or sitting beside someone during silence without needing interaction, or waiting near a doorway during emotionally heavy evenings. Tiny behaviors, but emotionally meaningful ones, especially from an animal that naturally values distance and autonomy. They mirror more than emotion. Some cats even begin mirroring routines connected to emotional connection. Sleeping when you sleep, eating when you eat, waiting near familiar locations at emotionally predictable times. Owners often describe this as the cat becoming in sync with them. And in many ways, that is exactly what emotional bonding creates. A shared rhythm. Cats are deeply rhythm-oriented animals, and trusted humans slowly become part of those rhythms. Research and behavioral observations increasingly suggest cats adapt their social behavior dynamically around human interaction styles and emotional responsiveness. The stronger the trust becomes, the more emotionally connected the routines become too. Feeling reflection. Your cat may never explain what they feel. They may never comfort you in obvious ways. Never rush dramatically toward your sadness. Never behave like emotional scenes humans expect from movies. But that does not mean nothing is happening. Because many cats are quietly studying emotional atmosphere every single day. And when trust becomes deep enough, they slowly begin carrying pieces of that atmosphere inside themselves too. Your tension changes their vigilance. Your calmness changes their nervous system. Your routines shape their emotional expectations. Not because cats become human, but because trust allows emotional worlds to overlap. And sometimes the quietest emotional mirror in a home is the animal saying absolutely nothing at all. Sometimes the deepest emotional connections are the quietest ones. Your cat may never explain what they feel. They may never comfort you in obvious ways or react dramatically to your emotions. But every day, they are still reading the atmosphere around you. The tension in your movements, the calmness in your routines, the emotional weight hidden inside silence. And over time, a trusted cat does something remarkable. They begin adjusting their own emotional world around yours. Not because they fully understand human emotions, but because trust slowly teaches them your emotional rhythm. And maybe that is why some cats feel less like distant animals, and more like silent emotional reflections living beside us.